We're back again. The Magic Hat Show. Episode 1. Nope. 2. Nope. Episode 15. Can you believe it? Ladies and gentlemen, 15. Episode 15.
Yeah.
15. My goodness gracious me. We love you, Magic Hat. We do. We love you, Magic Hat. We do. We love you, Magic Hat. We do. Oh, Magic Hat, we love you. Yes, indeed. It's free host Lee, Jam, and Gab, Lord Vader, Count Dooku, and General Grievous. And what was your Mandalorian title?
I was Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon. Watch that show. I keep on telling you.
Definitely.
Watch that show. Almost finishing anyway. Season 2. Anyway, let's get back to the hottest show in town.
The hottest show on Earth.
On Earth.
In the universe.
Join your weekly high octane, fuel injected, no holds bars discussion on Arsenal. You can only get it here, live and direct. I should be singing the Boomtown Rats song. Tell me why I don't like Mondays because of yesterday's result. But no,
well,
it's Monday. You tell me what. What is it, sir?
We're going to be grabbing this episode by the throat.
Listen, hold on to your seatbelt. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whatever time of day it is, it's the Magic Hat Show. On this show, we discuss Dundalk, the away trip, briefly. Yeah. We discuss yesterday's game. 7:15 kickoff. Extensively. Then we go on to what we have to do. We have to thank everyone who's been following us on Instagram and Twitter. And those who wish to proceed to follow us, anyone that wishes to proceed, I'm getting all tongue-tied here, to follow us, you can follow us on both platforms at the Magic Hat Show. We have to.
Put those teeth in.
Let me fix them. So, first segment, we're going to, like I said, we're going to discuss the Dundalk game and we're going to discuss yesterday's game. We're going to discuss the players' performance, the manager's performance, the player ratings, the manager's ratings, who played for the badge, and who goes in that bin. Ooh.
That bin's going to be full.
Whoa. Now,
it's overflowing.
We're going to be talking a lot about yesterday's game, so forgive us, ladies and gentlemen, if we cannot get the second segment of the show in.
Again,
for the third week of asking.
AGAIN, again.
Exactly, because we've all gone through that journey of Arsenal's results, so we've had to talk extensively. So let's
Arsenal
see.
All encompassing at this moment.
Yes, and let's see if we can talk about Eriksen's swap deal, a Christian Eriksen swap deal with Granit Xhaka. Is that a good move or is that a bad move? Let's see.
Oh, it's looking
racism within football. Well, this is a sore and it's a talking point that has reared its ugly head up again. We had a few weeks back FA Chairman Greg Clark's comments to the Parliamentary Committee. We had a man who apologised for his racial abuse towards Ian Wright at a Barnsley game back in 1995. Anton Ferdinand, Rio Ferdinand's brother, brought out another documentary on the BBC tackling the same issue. Then we had Millwall fans booing players as they took the knee. And then what we have to ask is there too much football after the COVID shutdown? And was it causing too many injuries to players? Is Jurgen Klopp right? Should teams go back to 5 subs? Well, I know what I'll say to that. And then we have to shoehorn in the late, great legend that is, who wore the number 10 shirt of Argentina, Diego Maradona. We will talk about and discuss the up-and-coming game midweek against Southampton, and then the game on Saturday against Everton. So we need to start this off. We need to kick it off. And briefly, and I mean briefly, we need to go back to Thursday, Dundalk. So what are we saying? What were we saying about Dundalk's game?
Thursday seems like a lifetime ago.
It does. It really
It's
does.
a different world last Thursday.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because we saw what we wanted to see. We saw long-range shots. We saw fast and quick interplay. We saw youngsters getting blooded, shining, and then,
We've seen an old school pitch.
yeah. Oh, my goodness. A Sunday League, Hackney Marshes.
That was a rough.
Blimey. Wormont Scrub pitch, man. Jeez.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
It was much as I expected. We were going to go there and win. They were going to make it difficult.
Yeah.
They were, they were playing Arsenal. They were going to play it over their
Yeah,
skins.
they were.
One of them is a boyhood Arsenal fan. I think the guy who scored is a boyhood Arsenal fan.
The ex-Wigan player, innit?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
They were up for it.
they were well up for it. It's like, any of us playing against Arsenal, we're going to play out of our skins on the off chance that Mikel Arteta might say,
Who's he?
I like the cut of his jib.
Yeah, of course.
He can replace Xhaka. But, I thought the lads done well. It was to be expected.
It was great.
To see Aziz. Should have played longer.
I
don't understand him getting such few minutes.
He was so happy when he came on. He had a massive
He should have got a
smile.
half.
He looked composed.
He should have got a half at least.
Did he get like a
8 minutes, if that?
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose he's being protected. I don't know what the reason is, but I would have loved to see him and Cottrell play a bit more, just like Balogun did.
My man Balogun.
Yeah,
Took his
yeah,
role. Great
yeah,
role.
yeah,
Great
man.
role.
But the future does look bright.
Yeah.
But it's stark contrast to what we see in our league performances, and we can actually say we are top of the league. Say we are top of the league when it comes to Thursday.
But the big difference is going to be now, we're not playing part-timers. We're now going to be playing Benfica and the Ilk.
Yeah,
So we're going to be playing some
it came in
very
today.
difficult teams.
Yeah, so the news came in today that we are playing Benfica.
Absolutely. And I watched them in their last game.
How they looking?
Celtic. They're great going forward, but I don't think they're great defensively because Celtic exposed their back four.
Okay.
Really good.
Celtic, when they play Rangers.
Who, Benfica?
Are they in Rangers group?
Benfica, no. Celtic.
Oh, okay.
So they lost.
They came second to Celtic.
No, they came top, but they lost 3-2 in the last game.
Okay.
So
All right. Yeah,
Have you seen their stadium?
Who?
Yes,
Benfica's?
The stadium looks exactly like ours.
Yeah, it's
Benfica's.
I think, is it the same engineer?
Estadio Sport Lisboa
Yeah.
de Benfica.
Yeah.
It's almost identical to us. All this bullshit that Arsene Wenger thought and built built the Emirates off of his own imagination and blah, blah, blah.
But when was their stadium built, though?
I think theirs was finished before ours.
Okay.
It might have started at the same time, but theirs was finished before ours.
Yeah.
Just a coincidence that it looks almost identical in every aspect.
Yeah, but doesn't the toilet look like ours?
Nah.
That's plagiarism, isn't it?
The toilet looks like my Kazi.
All right, okay. Yes, so just quickly, any standout players for you?
I thought Maitland Ainsley looked great again in centre mid.
Yep.
I like still the kid up front, Balogun. That finish was really that finish that he took from the wing.
Yeah.
Where he came inside and just.
Do you think he should start, or
I
should
think
he feature on the bench?
He should feature. He should feature because he's got he looks physically he can handle it. He looks really strong.
Yeah.
And he's just got that thing that you just recognize straight away where he's not even dwelling on shots. Like he knows what he wants to do.
He's instinctive.
Well, the thing that I liked about him was the way he held off the guy.
It's very strong.
To set up Willock.
Yeah.
That reminded me of a Drogba. I know it's too early, blah, blah, blah. But it was very Drogba-esque, Adebayo-esque in the way he held off a grown man.
A grown man, yeah.
And just laid the ball nicely. So that was something different. To
That's refreshing. Yeah.
Has got, and that's what we need.
Yeah.
We need to be able to fire the ball into somebody with their back to goal who can hold it off, lay somebody else in, or turn and shoot. And I think he's got that in his locker.
But we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, anyone that you think should make the bench? At least.
I would like
For
to
what,
see
the first team?
ESR from.
Yeah,
Emil Smith Rowe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aziz.
I'm agree.
Yeah.
Aziz should make the bench.
Aziz should be there.
Okay.
Yeah,
For
I'll
me,
give him. Yeah, I'll
Aziz,
give him minutes. I think he's got that.
I've seen
bit of
Aziz.
quality. Yeah.
Yeah.
In a few games, and he does look assured. But the only way you're going to find out is by playing them in these games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Granted, he doesn't need to start. He can come on if and when we start winning.
Mm-hmm.
He can come on towards the end of games if we're winning comfortably.
Yeah.
Get a run out, keep it safe, and then you build him that way. Because Liverpool are blood in their youngsters.
They have no choice, though.
And we have no choice.
We're in the same situation.
Chelsea had no choice.
Really, is you playing the same players and
Yeah.
you keep on losing. So what you gonna lose?
Necessity. What's
That's
the
the
saying?
thing, though.
Necessity is the mother of all invention.
That's the thing, though. You know, you don't really want to expose them to a team that's just losing and short of confidence.
You might find a gem.
Listen, you're never going to know. They're going to have to come across losses at some point.
I don't mind one or two, but we're asking for quite a few to come through.
But what
not all to start at the same time.
Well,
obviously,
No, not start the game the same time, but I'm saying to be put on the bench, it's a bit,
but the
for
thing
me, I
is,
think it's a bit risque still.
We play now every 3 days now, and the Christmas period. So you need to use these players.
Of course, you need to utilise.
You need to, at least to give
the
your
squad.
key players some, some rest.
Yeah.
Which they desperately need.
the only way you're going to find out is if you start
Introducing them. Yeah.
into the system
Just
and
blooded
getting
them,
them used to being on the bench.
Yeah.
Seeing what entails up close.
Yeah.
From the bench to be a first teamer.
Yeah.
Training with the first team, which they are.
They are doing that.
So they're not that far away for me from
They're
being
not.
first team players.
I think from the footage.
Ainsley is not a youngster. He's an experienced
He's
player
24.
now, right?
Yeah.
He was playing at Old Trafford 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So
He should be starting now. He should
be in midfield playing.
Yeah.
He must be tearing his hair out. This guy, we got this.
We'll get onto him.
We'll get to him.
Yeah. So okay.
My
So
blood is
we've identified who we believe out of the youngsters should be on the bench. So that brings us swiftly onto and nicely onto the game where we host Burnley, a struggling Burnley, a Burnley that wasn't in great form but got a good result with Everton. A draw with Everton, and kept up their tenacity and their intensity. So, how did we see the game? Before the game?
Yeah.
What did we think of the lineup? Our predicted?
I'm looking at the lineup.
What was our mentality? What was our thinking?
Mentality. I think we spoke about this before the game, and
I was
both of
optimistic.
You're optimistic. I was confident.
Yeah.
I was really confident. Gabriel was saying there's certain plays that he doesn't want to see. Right?
And rightfully so.
And I'm thinking about, like in my head, I think
the
there were certain players that I was confident will start that just not even there, It's the same team. The only change was El Neni, and that was enforced, right? So it's the same team. William started again. Xhaka started again.
Yeah.
Bellerin was the first to walk out. So that was an encouragement. But still, even with that team, you would think, get the job done.
No.
Right? Get the job done.
You would say get the job done, but
the
you
last thing on my mind was actually losing the game, honestly. Like, this is how I feel. I'm super optimistic. Maybe I'm...
No, but we can lose the game. There's no doubt about that. We can lose the game, but you would think.
I think looking at these 2 games, I was thinking you have 2 home games now, right? Where the circumstances is not great, but this is matches where you would hope that we could turn a corner.
Yeah, this is the thing.
Yeah.
But you don't look at any game in the Premiership and think that's an easy 3 points. Well, not in our position anyway.
100%.
Because you would think you would think with Liverpool, Liverpool playing against Fulham, that's an easy win for Liverpool. But everyone's beating everyone. Do you know what I mean? But we're just in a rut at the moment. But
I'm looking at this team that we're playing and I'm thinking they're struggling for goals and we're struggling for goals. So
a draw written all over it.
The way I looked at it is, this is a good starting point for at least turning the corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
So yeah, and straight from the for once our passing was a little bit better, possession was a little bit better, right? Immediately you saw Lacazette was in that Ozil role,
mm-hmm.
right? And mixed bag there, he huffed and puffed. He had a great chance. About 20 minutes in.
Mm-hmm.
He huffed and puffed and didn't blow any houses down.
Yeah,
as per usual. That's the theme of his game.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at him and like, he's got no pace, right? Even running with the ball,
he's got nothing.
Yeah, he's got. What are you doing? Why are you in the team? Why is he?
Look, he made the break. And he got away from the guy briefly.
And the guy just caught up with him.
And the pass was on.
Did you see that?
Pass it.
Oh my God!
And then the guy caught up with him.
Yeah.
It's like
and there we have it.
It's like the football's go on, like I said, run with me, please. Come on. Nothing.
That's exactly. Yeah. That's exactly the point.
Yeah, and again, it's I'm looking at that team. Like if you're struggling for creativity, you don't start with Xhaka and El Neni.
You know what?
Right? If you're struggling for creativity, right, who's gonna create something? They're
both
what? Very conservative.
Because this is coming back to the Ozil debate here.
Listen,
it's coming back to the Ozil debate, struggling for creativity.
It's not even about that. Right?
There's enough attacking players in Saka, Aubameyang, Willian, and Lacazette.
But that centre midfield as well.
How he set them up, he set Xhaka and Elneny to be like a sort of screen and to give the attacking players the ball so they can do what they do. It just so happens that this team, and a point I'm going to bring up as well, this team is inept. They haven't got the ability. They have not got the ability, because that point that you just made about Lacazette, simple bread and butter pass.
But here's what a lot of people are saying is, why are you keeping faith into certain players and not giving other players a chance?
Listen, I said it weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks ago. Right. This man, I've seen this man, Arteta I'm talking about, change the team. Why don't you give Lacazette a chance? Why are you giving Eddie a chance? Brings Lacazette into the team. He's rubbish. Why isn't Pepe playing? Why don't you play Pepe? What does Pepe do? Nuts one. And hasn't been playing. He hasn't been pulling up any trees. Willock, man. Willock needs to start, man. Why don't you start Willock? Starts Willock. What's this 3 at the back? Okay, I'll make it 4 at the back. You have 2 centre-backs and 2 wing backs. Then, Aubameyang down the middle, man. Why don't you play Aubameyang down the middle? Okay, I'll play Aubameyang down the middle. He's tried everything, and these players are the ones that are letting him down. Why did you play Thomas Partey when you knew he had an injury? Okay, Thomas Partey's on the bench. If we kept him on the bench, why is he on the bench when you know we need him? He can't win. He's damned if he does, and he's damned if he doesn't.
No, there are legit criticisms, right? There's certain players, Willian, Xhaka, Bellerin, right? There's certain players that he just won't drop.
Okay,
right?
so Xhaka was dropped. Xhaka was dropped and brought back in. And Xhaka, when people were asking for Xhaka to start,
right?
Why is he on the bench? Okay. Why is Elneny playing? Okay. I'll bring Xhaka back in.
No, but we saw.
I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. We saw, but this is the, like, if he's gonna, if his job is in trouble, this is why, right? You cannot, like, when you see the energy in the not younger players, because Ainsley is not a young player anymore. He's a ready-made player, right?
Yeah.
Ready to come. When we're struggling in midfield, there's no legs in midfield. There's no
running.
Get it. There's no imagination. It's just conservative players, and you have Xhaka there, who is a complete liability. We've seen it time and time again.
The thing is, it's not about not playing Xhaka. It's if you're going to play Xhaka in a system that fits him. You're playing Xhaka in a system, an attacking system, like you did at Spurs. We all know Xhaka going forward is a liability because he can't get back. So when you came, you thought, okay, I'm going to make Xhaka just sit, make Tierney go forward, and Xhaka, you're just going to fill in for him.
Yeah.
Why have you decided to go away from that with Xhaka? Why have you suddenly thought that Xhaka's done well in this system? What I'm going to do, I'm going to start expanding his job, his responsibilities, and say, Xhaka, you can get forward. No, you know Xhaka is not capable.
Yeah.
Your job is now in crisis mode. Xhaka is a person who
is a liability.
Yeah, there's certain people in life, when you're in problems, you see who's going to stand up and be counted.
Mm-hmm.
Xhaka, time after time after time, has let the club down with clumsy challenges, clumsy tackles, the red mist descending on him, being out of position.
Yeah.
And he's been given chance after chance after chance after chance, and yet I might add, more chance after chance after chance.
Yeah.
Now Arteta's job is in life support.
Yeah. You have to be honest.
His job is on life support.
ICU, yeah.
He's in ICU. Exactly.
It's not beeping yet, but
clear. Paddles.
Clear.
Yeah.
That's what his job is right now.
Oh, that was brilliant, man.
And he's relying on Xhaka to come and give him
on a Magic Hat show today. The word was life support. I like that one.
We haven't got the ventilator out yet.
No, he's asking for Xhaka to come and give him. He's asking for Xhaka to come and give him mouth to mouth resuscitation. Is Xhaka the man you want to come and give you mouth to mouth?
You know the craziest thing is the first thing.
Man, that's a brilliant headline.
Remember in our WhatsApp group, right? You send a clip, and the first thing you say, "I don't want to see Shaq."
My God!
We can see it, right? You can see it. He can see it.
Yeah,
right? I'm thinking this because in life and death.
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where is it do or die? You can't rely on this guy.
You need people you can count on.
The thing is, it's like the whole Arsenal fan base had their hearts dancing on their tongues because it was like you could see the awful, horrendous challenge he put in.
You know what? There, I was listening. I was watching an interview Arteta gave on Beyond Sport about a week ago.
Yeah.
And he was saying that he was making a point that he wants his midfielders, if you get caught up the field, take a foul, right?
Yeah.
You have to be more, right? So I'm thinking he told Xhaka, right, in counter-attack, take a foul. Foul him. It's a bad tackle, but
take one for the team.
I'll give him a branch here. He took him down, right?
Take one for the team.
Fantastic, Xhaka. Just walk away. Right? Just walk away, please.
But
right?
Everyone in slow motion went, no, don't.
What's his name?
Westwood,
right? Came and tripped him. So because he knows.
But the thing was, right?
No, because he knows this guy's a liability. He knows that if he winds him up, right?
Yeah, but Westwood got away with what? Did he even get a yellow card?
No.
He didn't get.
Not at all.
So hold on. This is another issue that I have with Arsenal Football Club.
Yeah.
They're going to send videotapes to the FA of Arteta of Bellerin's foul throws. Well, here's an issue that you should be taking up.
Yeah.
If you want to get into an argument with the FA,
because we're timid.
Hold on. If you want to get into an argument with the FA, don't do it over stupid foul throws.
Yeah.
Do it over this. You say, all right, we're going to take a red card, but why wasn't he yellow carded for pushing over our player?
That's what Arteta should be making a point. He should be coming, saying that why my players? I'm looking at here. We've made 5 fouls, right? We've made 5 fouls. They made 11 fouls, and we got 2 yellow, and they got 1. and we got
but
a red
this
card.
is part of Arsenal's
Right?
soft culture.
Yeah.
Oh, we're Arsenal and all this rubbish.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you allow teams, you allow things to keep happening over and over and over again without complaining. Yeah, you don't want to get into become known as a club that complains over small things.
Like Sean Dice
like
has a
foul
history.
throws.
Yeah.
But there's certain issues. If Xhaka's going to get a red card for responding to somebody grabbing your neck, grabbing somebody by the neck, then surely the guy who pushed him over,
Yeah.
how's that not aggressive behaviour?
Yeah, it was aggressive
And he walks away with nothing.
because the guy
And then he was the guy who took the corner.
Yeah, and the guy who Xhaka tripped up, those two had handbags. Leave it at that, innit?
It was nothing. So he came.
Leave it at that. And then Westwood comes running in,
and he tripped him.
and then he,
he tripped him and pushed him on the ground. That should be. Listen, that could be a red card.
exactly.
Right? But again, the narrative is Xhaka. He fell for it. Right?
He did fall for it.
Yeah, and
Because sorry to cut you before this goes out of my head.
Yeah.
That tackle, I don't think anybody else would have made that tackle. That tackle where the guy was running across him. Would you have seen a Liverpool player make that tackle that far up the pitch? They'd have had the legs to run with that player and shepherd him out and wait for backup to come round the other side of him.
Yeah.
But Xhaka knew as soon as that guy had started running,
Good night.
there was no way he was catching him.
Tottenham players were doing it to us. Tottenham players were taking those fouls.
But that's Mourinho.
Yeah,
Right?
but the thing is,
had no problem with the actual foul.
But Tottenham fans weren't doing that to us because we were never up against them. We were never
they were taking
susceptible to a break because Tottenham didn't press us.
yeah, they allowed us to come onto them.
The thing that I want to point out is Saka was getting fouled time and time again, right? No one's talking.
Yeah, no, I saw what Burnley were doing.
Yeah.
I did see what Burnley were doing, but that's gamesmanship, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the El Neni incident, I felt that would have been harsh if he got sent off because we've all played football.
You know why? Because Souness on Sky Sports made a whole song and dance about it. He goes, who coaches this guy? Who bought him?
No. I could see what El Neni was trying to do.
Like, he just went overboard.
But he was lucky though.
No, but what it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I've seen, we've all played football where we're like, okay, we're doing that, and the Burnley player realised, there's contact. When you jostle. When you jostle, you jockey and you jostle each other as the attacker and the defender. I've done that many a times, not push, but you're waiting for the opposition's coming in, so you just you just give him a little leverage, and the Burnley player realised there was contact and he went down. Gamesmanship. And then he realised, you know what? I could get in trouble here. Let me go down. He realised.
What I'm saying he's lucky is because any other manager, if that was somebody else, he'd have been off and we'd have been in real shit.
If that was
a different manager.
A manager.
A different referee, sorry. They could have
but he looked at VAR.
Yeah, but a different referee could have looked at that differently. He could have gone to VAR and thought, you've done that on purpose.
I don't know. It wasn't like the Xhaka chokehold, the UFC chokehold.
Of course, another referee would have absolutely looked at that differently. That's why referees come up with different decisions. They don't all see things the same.
Apparently, you can't get penalised if the ball is not in play.
He's not in play. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know. That would have been very soft and harsh.
Doesn't mean you can't get sent off for it, does it?
Yeah.
I think that would have been very harsh.
The thing is, what you have to point out is if the corner was in play, he would have been in trouble.
Right? Was that the reason that he wasn't sent off because it wasn't taken?
Yeah. So the ball's out of play.
So what? You can deck somebody as long as the ball's out of play.
No, but referees do what they do. They do blow up and they do warn the players. They stop playing. They do warn the players all that because players fall over. Oh, look what he's just done to me. He's pushed me over, trying to con the referee.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we were lucky with that one, but I think it would have been ultra harsh.
Yeah. But even still, we had the momentum. I don't think we played badly. Yeah. We had that momentum. We were on the ascendancy until Xhaka decided to have his moment of madness.
Yeah.
But And I did say before the game, we did have a discussion before the game, and it was like, if I did say if Xhaka, Bellerin, and Willian plays, and either of them does something foolish, I can't back Arteta for that decision. Not that I want him to go, but I can't back him for sticking with those players again.
Yeah.
And who were the two players?
The culprits.
The two culprits. Even as well as Willian did play, he's limited. Mm-hmm. All he wants to do is put the ball to one side and then cross the ball.
Yeah.
He can't get to the byline and pull it back.
Yeah.
He's crossing it into players that are no good in the air.
Yeah.
So that tactic of
just
Arteta's doesn't work.
Yeah.
You need somebody who's going to get to the byline like Tierney does and pull it back to somebody from midfield who's coming onto the ball.
Yeah.
But just crossing it in willy-nilly into 6 foot plus defenders who train all day
and
every day
to
deal with crosses doesn't help.
He hasn't been bad, but the tactics doesn't help him. Every time that he wants on the wing, you can see he has the urgency to just whip it in.
But just whip it into who? The only time that whipping it in helps is if you're doing it from David Beckham style, where you're doing it from near the halfway line.
Yeah.
If you get down to the penalty box and you're whipping it in, the defenders are set on the 6-yard line.
Yeah.
And they're waiting for that ball.
Yeah.
But he's not even looking half the time. He's just whipping it like he's.
No. I wouldn't say Willian is not looking. Bellerin's not looking.
Both of them are not looking. Honestly.
No, I wouldn't say Willian.
No, Willian's not
because
he's cute enough. Willian's just
but if you look
of uncertainty.
Yeah.
But if you look at Willian was getting his on. He's on point.
But he's
Bellerin.
But the thing is he's cute enough, right, to play those cute little
the through balls. He was trying, but there was no one running.
No, but he can. But he's so obsessed with crossing the ball, right, that all his other games affected now, right? So he's he's not like. They look like a team that has too many instructions, right? There's no freedom in actual play, right?
No,
so
I wouldn't go
wants
with that. How would you even know that from looking at the team?
Just look at the team. It's just it looks.
What
robotic.
do you think? What do you think teams? What do you think players do when they go out there? They go out there with a bag full of instructions.
No, but
they're not just allowed. You're not just allowed to go out there and do what you want.
The point people are trying to make is that there's no game plan. Arteta has given them no instructions. The players don't know what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? That's what people are trying to say. When he's given them a set of instructions, these players are not good enough to carry out the instructions. Let me ask you this. Sack Arteta today, right? Imagine we sacked Arteta this morning. We had someone we have either Pochettino or Allegri in charge. Allegri is a defensive coach, right?
No, but why?
Wait, hold on. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Because what I want you to have a look at is the players that the new manager would have to work with, yeah? Okay. Allegri, defensive.
Yeah.
Tactic. He's a defensive coach, right?
Does he even speak any English?
Yeah. Okay. Put that aside, right? He'd get them defensively organised. Yeah. Offensively, what's happening?
And your other example is?
No, I'm asking you. With Allegri, he's disciplined in defence, in defensive coaching. What happens offensively?
Juventus scored a lot of goals.
What happens offensively? With this team. I'm not talking about Juventus. I'm talking about this team.
But the thing is...
Would he get the results he wants from this team? I'm going to go to Pochettino in a minute.
I don't know.
Okay, right. Pochettino made Spurs an expansive team.
Yeah.
They played champagne football. Yeah. Good on the eye, right? Yeah. He gets this team to play champagne football.
Yeah.
Defensively, what does this team do for Pochettino?
You can say they'll probably concede goals, right? But the thing is, are you going to win more games?
Are we? I don't know.
Are you going to win more games?
Because Allegri comes in.
Yeah.
He tightens us up. He makes us a well-drilled, oiled defensive unit. Offensively, where I believe it's our Achilles heel, what does Allegri get out of them?
The thing is...
These players, not Juventus players.
To be fair to them, they're not managers who are learning on the job. And the thing is, the mistakes that Arteta's
I'm asking
making,
you.
but
I'm
the
asking
mistake-
you
hold it.
because we'll
Yeah.
go to Emery. He didn't learn on the job. Emery had a resume
Yeah.
/ dossier.
But
Emery came as a treble winner. Paris Saint-Germain. They overtook Monaco and Lyon. They overtook when Paris was not struggling, but they weren't champions. He brought them.
Harry's Johnson.
He brought them to the forefront. So now,
PSG.
before that,
Yeah.
he was at Seville, and you know what happened there. What I'm saying to you,
Yeah.
he was experienced, and he had these players.
The thing is,
What did they do for
the
him?
thing is, an experienced manager will find it tough at this club, but it's extremely unfair to a coach with no experience, who is a rookie,
And whose
to
fault's that?
drop it on him. He should be.
And
going
who
away.
made that appointment?
This is all.
Stan
You saying all that, Jamal, is all irrelevant because he's here.
He's here, right? But
So you saying
but
it's
he's
unfair is unfair. It's all irrelevant. Let's
Yeah.
deal with the here and now.
Yeah.
If we get rid of Arteta and we get any manager in, that next manager is gonna deal with a patchwork team from 3 previous managers. He's gonna have to undo all that work of the previous managers.
That's every club that.
Yes. So why get rid of Arteta? I know you're not saying to get rid of Arteta,
Yeah,
but why
yeah.
is there this conversation
coming
that
up?
people are saying get rid of him? Don't people understand that if we get rid of Arteta now,
Now.
they're going to have to pay him off. They're going to have to pay off his backroom staff, which is not going to be cheap.
Yeah.
The next manager's
In
going to
these
want.
times.
The next manager's going to want.
I agree with you.
His own
I agree
set
with
of
you.
players.
I don't think.
I don't even see where people are coming
I don't
from
think
with this argument.
even KC Kroenke wants to sack him. But the thing is, this, he's not helping his cause.
I know it. Well,
Right?
we all agree on
his
that.
cause, right? Because I'm watching the after the presser, and I want to hear that this guy who just cost you the game, I'm not going to play him again.
Well, he's not going to say that.
Right?
He's not going to say that, is
he's
he?
not going to say that, but the thing is, the ferocity of the way that he dealt with Pepe wasn't nearly the same.
Everyone was
Shaka.
going to look for that.
No,
Everyone
no,
looked
it's not.
for that.
No, but the thing is-
Arteta knew what the journalist was trying to do to him because he went back to him and he asked him. So, just like Nicolas Pepe,
No, he's saying
he asked him and Arteta gave him a one-word answer because he knew what he was trying to do. He knew that the journalist was
I
trying to
don't think-
trip him up. And he
It's not
goes,
trip him-
oh, is it unacceptable what Jack had done? And he goes, yes. And he just left it like that because he knew.
No, but he's giving me an excuse. He's saying, he was overwilling and he wanted,
Yeah,
he was
because he's
over-
not
Hold
going to
on.
roast him in
Hold on,
public.
hold on a minute. Just a minute ago, you're saying he's learning on the job. So is that not just him learning from his previous mistake?
What? How? But
Is that not him learning?
No,
Right,
but-
I made a
no, but
mistake
he
with what I
doesn't
said
have
about
favourite-
Pepper. I made it, not Pepper. I made a mistake with what I said about Pepe.
Yeah, Pepper.
So now,
Pepe Le Pew.
now this same incident has come up with Xhaka. I'm gonna handle it in a different way.
And he did.
No, but
Because he knew what the journalist was trying to
He
do.
has favourites in his team. He has favourites.
No, everyone.
There's certain players.
He didn't play Xhaka
Listen,
for 3
Xhaka-
games
Xhaka-
straight.
I guarantee you now that Xhaka, once
He
he's
didn't play
available,
Xhaka for
he's
3
gonna
games
weasel
straight.
back into his team.
If he was Xhaka's favourite, how comes he didn't play 3 games straight before he played the last 3 games?
Why is he playing last 3 games? That's my point. Why is he playing
I
last
get
3
that.
games?
I get that, but everyone is trying to draw everything
No one
and
wants to
heap
see Saka.
everything on Arteta, from Gunnosaurus, the redundancy. You know what I mean? They're probably trying to blame him for catching COVID.
Listen, nobody disputes that. Nobody at this table wants to see Xhaka, but people are
Clutching at straws, man. I'm sorry.
people are trying to tie around Arteta's neck something I don't think is there. Arteta was out of order with what he said about Pepe, and for me, he just probably thought, you know what, I've handled that in the wrong way. The next time this situation arises, I'm going to handle it in a different way, which is what he's done.
And he did.
And these journalists were there trying to
Prod him.
make a point out of it, and Arteta just drew a line on it. But like I said last week, Arteta is not helping himself if he keeps picking Xhaka. This guy will let you down. You can't keep using this guy.
But you said that, though, at the beginning of the season, even before Arteta got the job. You said it. I remember you said it. He's got to realise that these players that got Emery the sack will get him the sack. You said it from time.
I've said it a long time.
Yeah.
Managers need to realise.
Yeah. Players will get you the sack. And
be ruthless.
Listen, I'm not going against you, Jamal. I'm just saying. I am just saying that, yes, he's picked a few players that is like, you know what?
He's chosen a safe option.
Yeah.
That was the safe option. In this game, that was the safe option.
Yeah. And you're like, nah. And everyone can see it. But he has his reasons. He has his motives. And I just hope to never see Granit Xhaka don an Arsenal shirt again.
Well, the thing for me now is the decision has been taken out of his hand because
good.
Arteta wasn't going to drop Xhaka.
Good.
And he wasn't going to drop Bellerin. You could see that. He was going to stick with them because the experience, blah, blah, blah. Even though these players were letting him down, he was going to stick with them because he was taking the safe option. Now the decision has been taken out of his hands. He's going to be forced into making hard choices about who can play that role and play it well. He can't choose Ceballos and El Neni. That's just another recipe for disaster.
Yeah, they're two.
He needs to play Ainsley Maitland-Niles
in
the middle of the pitch and somebody else, either El Neni or Ceballos. And just say to Ainsley, your job is to mop up because you've got the legs to run around the pitch or run around the middle of the pitch. Your job is to just stay there. You've got the calmness on the ball. Your job is to just stay and sweep up and mop up. Danny, you can do a bit more. You've got a bit more in your range. Or El Neni, you can do a little bit more. But you need legs now. If you go for El Neni and Ceballos, he's in trouble.
Yeah, and I don't want to see Ainsley at right back because
you've
got a right back. You got Suarez, play a right back at right back.
Do you think Suarez is better than Bellerin?
Give him a chance. This
guy, I haven't seen anything to suggest
this guy was starting
that this guy
week in, week
is
out
better than Bellerin.
Southampton is a very good club.
Yeah, but
right?
Everyone's saying that now, but they've all been critical of Suarez. Why did we buy him? Why did we give him a 4-year extension? Suarez isn't all that. Now times are hard now. We're looking at Suarez.
You have to go with what you've got. We're in a situation where what other option have we got to play at right back?
But I would have played Ainsley because he's played there before and he's done much better than Bellerin.
And who would you play in the centre of the pitch?
Well, we have no choice right now. I would play El Neni and Ceballos.
No.
I think
we're just back to Xhaka and another if we play those two slow coaches.
But
there's more energy and there's more movement than Xhaka with those two.
No, not for me.
There is, but the thing
and I just think Ainsley's too weak. Personally, physically, I think he's physically weak. If you put him in a number 8 role, it doesn't work for me.
No,
personally,
we're going to get past him. No, I wouldn't say he's physically weak.
But it doesn't work for me. Ainsley don't work for me.
You spend all that money on a right back. You can give him a ridiculous contract, right? Play him.
Is he better than Bellerin?
We're gonna find out.
Have we seen enough of him to make any kind of real judgment other than?
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Listen, is Balogun better than? Like I said, we're gonna find out.
This is the thing now.
Why isn't Nketiah playing?
Where, like I said, there was many critics about Cedric in these B-level games. Oh, Cedric ain't all that. Cedric, no. Why did we buy him?
Who was criticising him?
A lot of people. A lot of the fan base were criticising Cedric.
That's nothing to go on, really. Everybody's criticising people for numerous amounts of things. Yeah. Bellerin's rubbish. Cedric's rubbish. Well, then what? We're going to get rid of both? We've got one right back in the club.
Yeah.
Right now.
And he's rubbish.
We need to play him.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
We need to play him.
I'm saying because it's funny how fans all of a sudden play Cedric. when Cedric a couple months ago was rubbish.
No, but the thing is now.
But the thing is, but
this is what baffles me.
Yeah, but
I don't find why it's baffling, because if the situation demands that you play a right back,
your number one right
play
back
him.
is out now. Your number one right back. You got this is his job. This is what you bought this guy for.
I bet you Ainsley plays there.
And
I bet you any money.
Small problems.
I bet you any money Ainsley plays there.
Ainsley there, and then he plays Xhaka,
We're going to get
Ceballos and El Neni against Southampton. We're in problems.
He'll play Willock, Ceballos and El Neni.
Then he deserves everything that's coming to him.
Or will he play? Will he play Lacazette?
Now is the time. Now is the time.
So let's do your team for Southampton. Yeah. Who would you play?
Right.
And we'll get your team.
Okay, I have 3 different.
That's going to work.
I have 3 different possible lineups that he could go for. Okay. For me,
let me dig my one up.
First of all, is Luiz fit, or is he? What's going on with David Luiz?
Was he on the bench?
Luiz, well, apparently him and Arteta are not on speaking terms.
Well, that's journalist talk. But is he?
He's fit.
He's fit. Okay. Yeah. So, team number 1 would be a 3-4-3. So Leno, Holding, Luiz, Gabriel, Cedric.
So you're doing 3 at the back.
Yeah, Cedric, Ainsley, El Neni, and Tierney. Pepe's back, isn't he?
Yeah.
So either Pepe or Saka on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Oba down the middle, or Balogun, and Saka or Oba on the left, depending on which 3 he wants.
So you would play Balogun and
I'd play Pepe.
Mm-hmm.
One of the 3 possible forward lines would be Pepe on the right, Oba down the middle, Saka on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Or if he didn't want to play Pepe, I'd put Saka on the right, because I thought he played quite well on the right-hand side when we went down to 10 men.
Yeah,
he caused them all kinds of problems.
He did.
I'd play Balogun down the middle and Oba on the left, coming in from the left.
Yeah.
That's 1-3-4-3 that I would do.
Yeah.
Go on, you want to give you one?
Yeah. I think the midfield, I agree with you. I'll play Ainsley and El Neni. I think I would definitely consider playing Balogun down the middle and push Oba left and Pepe on the right. But I'll keep the same back 4. But another option that I will also accept is play Emile Smith Rowe.
He was in my other
right.
See that for me, that was a 3-4-3.
Right.
The 4-3-3 or the
more stable.
5-3-2-1.
Emile Smith Rowe in yesterday's game, how do you think he would have fared?
I think he would have loved that game like that, where the team is sitting down. We need some creativity.
At this moment in time, Arteta is going for safe. Safe is not working. Yeah. He needs to be bold and he needs to be brave. So we've seen where safe gets him. There comes a point in a manager's career where he has to say, you know what, I'm going to take a chance on you.
Mm.
Just like Fabregas, and I'm not comparing any of our current crop to Fabregas, because Fabregas was a one-off. But there comes a point where Wenger had to say, I've seen enough of you to say I'm going to start you. Yeah. And even if you take Fabregas out of it, there was enough from Denilson for Wenger to say, I'm going to start you. There was enough from Bentner.
DRB.
Any number of them youngsters, you've got to take a chance and say, sink or swim.
Yeah, sink or swim.
And at this moment in time, Arteta is sinking and he needs to throw out as many armbands as he can to save him.
What was it? The life support?
Oh, he's on life support.
ICU, yeah.
The other 2 formations were a 4-3-3.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have a back 4 of Cedric, Holding, Gabriel and Tierney. A Holding 2 of Ainsley and El Neni for midfield.
Mm-hmm.
And then Emile Smith Rowe in front of them. And then a front 3 of Saka on the right, Balogun down the middle and Oba on the left.
But in reality, I
think that's a bit too attacking. I think that's a bit too attacking.
Yeah.
So the
for
final one,
Southampton.
Yeah. So the final one for me that I thought of was more defensive shaped one, was a 5-2-3-1. So it would be a back 3 or a back 5 of Cedric, who'd be up and down the right hand side.
Mm-hmm.
Luiz on the right hand side of the 3. Gabriel in the middle, and Pablo Mari on the left. Tierney on the other side of the 5.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'd have Ainsley and El Neni as the 2 in front of them. I'd have Saka on the right, Emil Smith-Rowe in the middle, and Ober on the left, and I'd have Balogun up top.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
But knowing Arteta, he will probably go with a front 3 of Pepe, Willian, and Uber.
Well, he's
And
asking
play
for
Saka in midfield.
He's asking for problems. I'm not saying I know it better than Arteta, but why would you start Willian again?
Okay. Can I ask you, because the O debate has been coming round, reverberating round,
coming round the mountain, here I come.
And weeks and weeks and weeks, and I'm pretty sure you was very vocal, very lyrical.
I've been saying for a
last
while,
week. So
the guy,
state your, give me your case why Ozil. We should take a punt on Ozil. Come with the facts.
First of all, is we can't buy a
State
goal.
your case for the defence.
Yes, we can't buy a goal.
Do you swear by Almighty God to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? Place your hand on this
help your black
the
ass.
Arsenal Bible.
Yeah.
Place your hand on the Arsenal Bible.
Thing is, hold on. In a lot of our moves,
Ice Cube,
actually, our
take the
approach play,
motherfucking stand.
Like in the last two matches, Tottenham and Burnley, our approach play was actually good. Right? Not many people. People are sighing right now, saying, "What are you talking about?" Right? But our approach play is good. It's just that final ball, right? The final ball, like Gellerin, that cross from Gellerin to Uber in the Tottenham game, where it's behind him, right? And the weight of the ball. We just need someone who
and that someone is Ozil. I'm saying.
Right, okay.
I'm saying.
We're paying this guy $1 million.
What would Ozil, forget his wages. Yeah. I'm talking about Ozil, the player.
Yeah.
What would Ozil have done in the last 2 games, Tottenham and Burnley? What would he have done?
What would he have done?
What do you believe he would have done? What do you believe he would have done?
He could have assisted 2 and scored like he did against Leicester. Or he could be...
Okay, his attributes. Give me his attributes.
His attributes is, right?
Yeah.
He's one of the best playmakers on the planet.
On the planet?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Right. So the thing is, what I'm trying to say to you is, you have a player there.
So his attributes.
See, Arteta has to be
because if we was to describe, let's say, sorry to cut you, but if we was to describe Kevin De Bruyne, who is the benchmark, Premier League benchmark of playmakers, describe his attributes.
Great.
Anyone who knows about De Bruyne could describe his attributes.
Kevin De Bruyne had a
Give me Ozil's. I don't care about tough seasons. What we know of Kevin De Bruyne, we could describe his attributes. Describe Ozil's attributes and how he could have contributed to.
Let me do the defense. Right?
Contributed
what I'm trying to say to you is,
the Tottenham game and the
talk.
Burnley game. That's what I want to know. I don't want you dancing around.
Let me talk. No, it's not dancing around. Let me get my point, right?
Thank you.
Right?
I don't want no Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers.
Hold on, Leroy, man. Let me talk, please.
Yeah, keep going.
Hold on. We're playing this guy $1 million.
I don't want to hear about that.
Month, right?
I don't want to hear about that.
Hold it. We're paying this guy $1 million
attributes,
a month, right?
Not finances or what he gets paid.
Hold on.
I know that. We all know that.
Here's what Ozil does well, right?
Yeah.
Right? Listen, that final ball.
Finally.
You cannot buy that. You cannot.
Finally. You're telling me his attributes.
Yes. Right? So the thing is, right?
Mm-hmm.
We are in a relegation battle.
Okay.
Right? We can't buy a goal.
Yeah.
We find it extremely hard to even create.
Creativity, operative word. Yes.
We got a player there that we're paying $1 million a month.
Don't care about that.
No. You have to care about that.
I don't care about that because that's just facts.
Money.
I'm asking you.
And he's not out the team for footballing reasons, right?
Don't want to hear about that
because that's absurd.
We know about that. I'm asking you.
Yeah.
I'm asking you because you exclaimed and you were shouting at the top of your lungs
Yeah.
for you to explain to me.
No,
I
this
asked
is why
you,
this is why you should play.
what is
This
his
why-
attributes
No,
and
hold
what
on, hold
do
on,
you
hold on,
do you
hold on.
what do
In
you
short-
believe
In short,
he would have contributed
He
to the
would be
Tottenham
as-
game and the Burnley game? For out
Here's what-
Mesut
here's-
Ozil,
hold
we
on.
know how much he gets paid.
Hold on. Let me talk.
Okay.
Right? Here's why you should play him. He's your best playmaker at the club. That should be enough. That should
Okay.
be enough. That's just stupid.
Okay.
Right? Every
Okay.
fan outside Arsenal is saying, what is wrong with this club? Right?
Okay.
Why is it is it China? Is it the pay cut? Why are we getting this mess?
Okay.
Right? And we
True or false?
No. But
True or
this
false?
Is part of the
Did
overall
Mikel
problem.
Arteta, Freddie Ljungberg,
Yeah.
and Unai Emery not give this man a chance?
Well, they played them.
Did they not
They
give this
played them.
man a chance?
They haven't frozen him out completely. They played these guys.
Did they not give the man that everyone wants back
Yeah.
a chance?
They played them.
I'm talking
they
about
played him.
Ozil.
Listen, but they played him.
Did they not give him a
The
chance?
thing is, listen, he is part of your team, right? He is part of your team. You paying this guy to play football, and he's not playing football. And it's not for footballing reasons, so it's just stupid.
I'm asking you.
It's
I'm asking you. I'm
incredibly
asking
dumb.
you. We know the reason why. We know why he's not playing,
And look where
right? We know why he's not playing. You called for him.
Why is he not playing?
We're lacking
I have no
creativity.
idea why he's not playing.
We're lacking
No,
creativity.
You said
Make a strong defense as to why we should bring him back in January
because, yeah,
to the team.
he's your only playmaker at the club.
Okay.
Play him.
So, Mesut Ozil's last game was against West Ham.
Yeah.
Did he pull up any trees?
Kevin De Bruyne didn't pull up any trees in his
I
last
don't
game.
care about Kevin
but
De
it
Bruyne.
happens.
I
What
do
I'm trying-
not care about Kevin De
Listen.
Bruyne. I'm talking about Ozil.
Yeah.
Make your case for him. Why we should include this guy.
My case is
Because
right?
he's the highest paid
my
player.
case is it was told to us that he's not playing for footballing reasons, which is absurd.
Jamal,
It's-
I'm talking about attributes,
hold on,
not
but
how much
let
he
me
gets
get to that.
paid.
Let me get to that. Right?
Okay, I'm
Let me
waiting.
get to that. If you've been watching Ozil for the last few years, you know what his attributes are. He can create.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah,
just the weight of the ball, like just putting the ball where the
Yeah.
striker wants it.
yeah.
It is very hard work right now. We can't do that.
Okay.
We can't do that.
In a high,
Right,
in a
we
game
playing Lacazette.
like
we
Spurs.
We playing Lacazette.
Okay.
We playing Lacazette
In
in
a
the Ozil
game,
role. That's just ridiculous.
I'm just saying, right? Because a lot of people, and even Gwen Doozy's name's been shoehorned into this. In a game last week, we played the North London derby where we faced the low block.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we faced an aggressive team in Burnley who played a semi-low block. What do you think Mesut Ozil
He
would have
would
done?
put- he would
What do
put-
you believe he would have done
Listen,
in both those games? I'm just bringing those because Leeds, don't get me started. But anyway, those two games, what would he have done?
he would at least got an assist.
He would have.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
At
Is
least.
that's what you believe?
Yeah.
Right.
In a
Okay.
game like that, because especially in the second half, we were cutting through. It's just that final ball.
Okay.
We have no one.
Could-
We got Lacazette. We're relying on Lacazette for creativity. That's just
Could I ask
ridiculous.
you? Could I ask you, Jamal?
Yeah.
When Mesut Ozil is running,
Yeah.
okay, he's coming towards the opposition's half, and he just gets a little shoulder barge. What does he do? Now I know you remember. I know you can remember. What does he do?
What's that got to do with anything?
What does he do?
What's that got to do with anything?
What does he do? Shall I tell you?
We got.
Shall I
five
tell
donkeys.
you? Shall I tell you? The
What's that?
physicality of Burnley would have been too much for him. Because what does he do? He stops in his
scored
track.
against Burnley.
He
Last
stops
time he
in
played
his
against
tracks. And what does he do?
Last
He
time-
looks at the referee, and then the ball goes back.
No, last
It's
time
in
he played-
Burnley's position.
Last time he-
They're on the attack. And
Last-
what does he do?
No, hold
He
on.
trudges
No. Last
all
time,
the way back.
Last time he played against Burnley,
Half-hearted effort
he scored
and
against
attempt
Burnley.
to get back.
He scored against Burnley.
I don't want to hear it, Jamal.
He assisted against
The
Burnley.
physicality
Scored
of
against
Burnley would have been too much for him.
Listen, you
The
trying to-
physicality of Tottenham would have been too much for him. Leeds, too much for him.
Listen.
Villa, too much for him. Wolves, too much for him.
Listen,
Simple as.
He scored against Burnley. He assisted against them.
I don't care.
He
I
got
do
tons
not.
of
I
assists.
don't care.
What I'm trying to say to you is
When the
just
going
sums up-
gets tough,
it's just
Ozil gets
sums up
going.
The mismanagement at the club right now. It just sums up.
Mismanagement.
You have Saliba who can't get a game.
I don't want to
You
hear
have
about
players
Saliba.
outside the squad.
I don't want to hear about that because
Listen.
that's more excuses being made. That's just more excuses being made.
Mustafi's is in the squad and this guy's not. How does that?
I don't
make
care
sense?
about that because all they're saying that Guendouzi's having a lovely time in Germany. You see, we needed Guendouzi, but then all of a sudden, go back to the Brighton game. Guendouzi's rubbish anyway.
Okay, let's get back. I would rather have Guendouzi than Xhaka right now.
Yeah, but those people that are talking all that nonsense, they haven't actually watched Guendouzi, so they see Guendouzi score a screamer, and they're like, "Well, look at Guendouzi."
That's all I'm saying.
So come back to the match.
At the end of the day, it's just people venting their, giving their opinion.
We got what? Southampton, Everton, Chelsea, Brighton.
And Ozil wouldn't do a thing in those games either. I'm clairvoyant.
Listen, this is not the time to, be stubborn and turn your nose at what you have to maximize every resource that you have, right?
But I'm saying
you're gonna pay this guy for 6 more months, right? What you're gonna pay him £9 million more, and you're not gonna use him? That's just
all
stupid.
I'm saying is
That's just stupid.
I would love Ozil. To bail us out of this, but he would just join the rest. The physicality would be too much for him. I keep on telling you this.
Listen,
it would be too physical. You're talking about him sliding the ball through. Do you think Burnley would target him? And then they would roughhouse him.
I think the way he's been treated, the way Socrates
that's
been treated.
That's another debate. That's another debate.
It's not. It's part of the debate. Stop saying these things.
That's another debate.
Hold on.
That is another debate.
Hold on. The way he's been treated, the way Socrates has been treated, right, hasn't helped the spirit of the team.
What would Socrates have done?
No, it's the way he was a popular figure at the club, right? And he's
a popularity contest now.
That's another guy that we paying. Was it £8 million?
Listen, we want Mustafi, Socrates, and all the rest off our books. So Socrates, because he's been frozen out, so what? What are we supposed to do?
Well, I was reading in the paper earlier yesterday. One of the journalists was saying that the reason that Socrates, in particular, and Ozil have been frozen out of the team is because of their influence on other players. So you're talking about them being
popular,
not being played. Maybe there's a reason why certain players are not performing because of their players. Yeah. And you can't really place too much. You really can't place too much faith in some of these journalist reports because some of them are up to
no good. They're up to mischief.
But I would suggest there's more to it than meets the eye with Socrates and Ozil.
I think as well that team spirit is another aspect that you have to look at. Is that the worrying thing is that this team when they concede a goal, they just not fight. There's no.
Yeah, but that comes from your senior. That comes from your senior players, and these are the same senior players that he keeps turning back to. These are the same senior players that when the going has got rough before.
Well, if he continues to back these players,
I absolutely agree with you. I've said that Arteta. I've said this. I agree with you. I said that Arteta is not doing himself any favors. The time for him is to be bold and be brave. For him to look forward, not keep looking backwards at players that have let the club down time after time after time.
Bingo.
Year after year after year.
Bingo. And he's trying to do that.
I hope they get rid of Ozil in January. The club needs to be bold. Pay off Ozil. Say, right, we don't want you at the club. We don't want you turning up. Or ban him from the training ground.
They're not going to do that.
Well, pay him off.
They're not going to do that.
Well,
they need to be bold and they need to get an Ozil replacement.
You know what they say about a bad apple? You have somebody there who wants to play and he's training. You don't know what he's saying to other players.
Yeah.
You don't know what he's saying. You don't know what Socrates is saying to other players. This is why, I'm sure Fergie would have shipped these players out.
Of course.
Short shrift.
Chelsea were in this not exact same situation, but similar situation after they won the league, right? Mourinho had a fight with his Kizio, right? And that completely destroyed the team spirit. You have to look at the aspect. Team spirit is very important.
Team spirit is important. Nobody's disputing that.
Right?
That's why you get rid of bad apples. Mourinho having a fight with that woman, female physio, that was a different thing.
Yeah,
but this is something else where
when he got sacked, they were 14th.
Huh?
Mourinho, when they got sacked, he was 14th.
Yeah.
Right. So it does, these kind of things do affect team spirit.
Nobody's disputing that, Jamal. Nobody's disputing that there's bad team spirit at the club. That's clear for Stevie Wonder to see.
Yeah.
But Arteta has to help himself. If it is team spirit, then the club, he needs to go to the hierarchy and say. But apparently Freddie Ljungberg, again, I don't know how much of this is made up or how much of it is true, but apparently Freddie Ljungberg, when Arteta was getting the job, Freddie Ljungberg went to the board and said, "There's too many players here who don't care about the team."
I agree.
So it's something that has been brought up supposedly behind the scenes, and the people that are in charge are supposedly aware of it. And by Xhaka...
Freddie Ljungberg was on Sky. He was praising the team.
Well, you can say one thing to the TV. He's not going to come on Sky and slag them off, is he?
No. And in particular, Pepe, he was saying a lot of good stuff about Pepe. He goes.
Well, what's he going to do? Do you want him to...
He's got a wonderful left foot. No, but he's saying that he is a player that maybe Arteta needs to exploit more, because that left foot, he's got one hell of a left foot.
But that's irrelevant to what I'm talking about.
Irrelevant, Jamal, man.
I said Freddie was talking, again, in here saying nobody knows whether it's true. But if the club are aware of it from people that are players that are at the club and coaches that are at the club and telling the hierarchy that you've got a problem with the attitude of some of your first teamers, and it's clear there's been an attitude problem at the club for the longest time.
Yeah, 100%.
Then the club cannot afford to sit and wait and sit on Ozil's salary until May.
Yeah,
Pay him off,
totally
because you know
agree.
what happens with bad apples. One bad apple would all it takes is one bad apple to ruin everything.
I totally agree.
Let alone
man.
you have Ozil, Socrates, Kolasinac, who may or may not be saying, who may or may not be disrupting things. And then you've got other senior players who know they're on their way out.
Of course.
Who are there disrupting things.
I can't wait for the summer.
There is something seriously wrong at the club when your senior players can't even G themselves up. Where's that? We don't want to go back to the 80s and the 90s and the noughts where you've got fist pumping captains. But where's that?
Yeah.
Come on, lads.
Yeah.
Where is that? You don't see that. You just see them turn around and trudge back to the halfway line.
Yeah.
It's a whole different.
It's a whole different what?
It's a whole different environment now.
At Arsenal, yes.
Yeah.
Not at any other club.
Exactly.
Yeah, well...
And this is a long-term issue, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of course it is.
It's a long-term issue that needs to be addressed. And, the club, like I've said here, the club is just lurching from one problem to the next.
Yeah. And it all starts upstairs. It all has all started upstairs, because they have appointed this man who had no managerial experience. They are the ones who appointed Emery.
And if you're looking at,
I wouldn't even
like you have to go up at the board. I'm just looking at the board here.
That's who I'm talking about when I say upstairs.
Yeah. So you have what?
From top to bottom, the whole club is a mess.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4 directors, right? Lord Harris Beckham, off Beckham, who's a retailer. I know nothing about him. And then you have Kroenke, he's never there. You have Josh, who
just tells us to be excited.
Yeah. And then you have
like we're watching a fucking
Tim
porno.
Lewis, who's a corporate lawyer. There's very few football people at the club.
You don't even need football people there. Any football fan can walk into that club and say, listen, you need to get rid of 11 players. I'll tell you who they are right now.
Exactly.
You don't have to be we don't have to be steeped in football.
Yeah. And
what do these guys go there to do? These guys go there to sit there and go in their corporate boxes and bring their prawn eating sandwich brigade buddies.
And eat their tea.
We have got
the club's in a mess.
Arteta, like we said.
Where's Vinay?
Vinay's another fucking fraud.
You just don't
he's
hear
a Gazidas.
He's
a 2.0.
He did talk because Vinay gave a statement. I'm sure. I don't know if I posted it in the group.
You did.
Did you not read it?
No.
It read like Gazidis.
Yeah.
It read like Gazidis. As soon as I read that, I was like, "Yep, I'm done with him. I'm done with him."
Was he before commercial officer?
I don't know. He's worked his way up the ranks.
Yeah.
But it's Arteta. I'm sure, and I've said it time after time. I'm sure when Arteta was given the job, and it's not even the fact. It's not even for me. It's not even the fact that he's a novice, because he's proven that him being a novice is not that much of a hindrance in winning the FA Cup. Because if winning the FA Cup was so easy, so many managers would have it under their belt. Winning the FA Cup is not an easy thing.
Yeah,
but where I agree with Jamal is in this time of troubled waters, all our previous chickens are now coming home to roost, where we've got a mishmash of a team that have had it too easy for too long. And now Arteta's
we're all in agreement.
Yeah, and now Arteta's saying to them, step up, step up, step up. Come on, what else? What other gears have you got to go for me?
But that was always the question. Could this team, the FA Cup, it's 8 rounds? Could this team, over a league campaign, be consistent? And that was our question. So, like you said, we're all in agreement that can this team go on a consistent run? Well, it's there for everyone to see.
Well,
they've let down Emery.
They've got no depth. They
and
can't
they've
go
let
any
down.
deeper.
They can't.
They have given, like I've said, Arteta has got the max out of those players.
Out of them.
And now they're reverting to type. Now they're out of their comfort zone when it comes to a league campaign. It's all, they can do it for FA Cup. You can step up and raise your game.
Yeah.
That's within your comfort zone, but now you do it week in, week out. This is what Arteta's asking. Do it week in, week out.
Yep.
No, they can't do it. They're found wanting.
Yeah.
Be 7 out of 10 every game, Bellerin. I don't want you to be 9 out of 10.
1 week.
1 week, and then 5 out of 10 or 3 out of 10 the next week. Be 7 or 8 out of 10 every week.
Yeah.
Gary Neville style.
Mm-hmm.
Do that for an entire season.
Yep.
You will win the title.
Yeah.
Xhaka, be 7 out of 10 every week.
Mm-hmm.
With your occasional 8s and 9s thrown in, Arsenal will win the title.
Nope.
But no, we can't do that.
There's too many players, like Kevin Campbell said, that are being carried. There's about 6 to 7 players that are being carried. Not in form, totally out of form, and that's why the team is suffering.
Well,
and don't pick them.
Don't
pick these players.
This is what I keep saying about him being needing to be brave.
Because we saw the last 2 matches we had Tottenham, right? Pick the same players. Wrong tactics. You know how Mourinho's going to play. He's going to sit for you. He's going to invite pressure and will kill you on a sucker punch, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's one game. Last game, don't play this guy. This guy's like, he gets sent off and you lose the game.
We're all in agreement.
Right.
We're all in agreement on that.
Choose 2 sides here. The players, you have to blame the players. Certain players have to be replaced, but as a coach, you have to also do your job, right? Don't pick certain players. Don't put your faith in players who will let you down.
He's shooting himself in the foot He's shooting himself in the foot every week. And just before we move on, I'd just like to add, bringing in a new manager again to reinforce the point. Changes nothing. We're stuck with the same players.
Yeah.
We've got too many players who are stinking the fucking place out.
And on that note,
No, not on that note just yet. I have a couple more sayings that popped into my head before we go on to that note for everybody to dwell on and remember when they watch Arsenal and the players that we have, you cannot polish a turd.
Oh, wow.
And that's what we are at the moment. We're a turd.
We're shit, yeah?
Wow.
And a turd cannot be polished, no matter how much you buff it up. No matter how much you buff it up and you put your glass shiner on there and you rub it, it's still a turd. Not even Jesus could work miracles with this team.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
So on that note,
it's time for the player ratings. Okay, so this is going to be interesting.
It's going to be brutal.
This is going to be interesting. So, Jamal, would you like to go through the player ratings, starting with Mr. Leno, I believe?
Leno, you can't blame him for any of the disaster class that happened.
Mm-hmm.
You can't blame him for the goal. I think he's the only issue I had is his kicking, his long balls is just not good.
His distribution was poor.
His distribution, yeah, he was just.
It was slow, man. Yeah. He slows the game down, man.
So he gets.
Well, let's talk about Leno's.
Yeah. So
when the box is crowded from set pieces, where is he? He's not a commanding box. He got buffeted and barged at one stage where he came out. He came out and got almost bounced back into his goal. And then I was looking at that and I was thinking, well, I hope you don't get injured, Leno, because we could.
Runnison.
We're on to Runnison after you.
And who was the man of the match at Wolves?
Who's it?
Martinez.
Oh, right, when they played Villa.
The guy made like 9 saves, which is ridiculous. I think he's
he does not command his box very well.
He doesn't.
But I can't blame him for the goal.
Great shot stopper.
Yeah.
But, again, if we can see it, that he's no good when it comes to commanding his box and catching crosses and dealing with crosses, what do you think people that are paid to study it are noticing?
Well, if Ward Prowse can see it, who's coming to visit us on Wednesday,
they're going to be dropping all of. If I was Arteta, I'd say, listen, don't be giving away no corners,
needless corners, free kicks. Yeah.
Bust the gut to kick it out for a throw-in.
To be fair, that's the first set piece that we conceded, right? And it was an own goal. So I think.
Well, it wouldn't have been an own goal if Aubameyang cut that stupid high top off. It would have just grazed his hair and. Somebody else would have got it.
That goal just
I told you about that dopey hairstyle. Leave that hairstyle in the 80s.
Oh my God!
We blaming his hairstyle.
Yes,
he looks like Kid. Doesn't
he's not Kid and Play.
Razorhead.
He's not Big Daddy Kane.
I'll give him a 5.
That's wrong.
Bro, get blow.
Come, get some. You little bum. I take the cake, but you can't get a crumb from. Don't, man. I'm seeing the running man. Oh, man. Yeah, so what did you give him,
Jamal? I'll give him a 5. 20 long balls, only 7 attempts. That's poor, man.
Okay, so what did you give him?
5.
All right, so I'm going to give Leno 5 as well.
Yeah.
Way too slow. Kicking was way too slow. Poor distribution, man. I could wring his neck sometimes, man. And he's going to get caught out because the pressing that Burnley were doing on him, he's gonna mess up. But yeah, and pay for it.
I'm gonna give Leno a 4. He gave me heart attack at times when it was yeah. Before the goal when they were starting to after the goal when they were putting the ball in and it was more and I was thinking, boy, this is going to be 2-0, 3-0.
Yeah.
We were lucky to get out of there with a 1-0 distribution.
Very lackluster and slow, man, for me.
His accuracy and his passing.
Yeah,
I was looking at the Fulham keeper. The Fulham keeper is a nice keeper. He's a good keeper. And he's smaller than Leno and he commands his box better than Leno.
And he's 27.
Yeah, so
but Leno is our number 1, so I'm not going to criticise him too much. But yeah, we need to stop crosses coming into the box if possible.
So who's next?
It's up to you.
Oh,
It's-
come on. Who's next, Jamal? It's
You got the
Bellerin.
list, innit?
Bellerin, right?
All right, so we're going on to we're going to Bellerin.
So Bellerin, another, is becoming a typical Hector performance. Going he has no relationship with his right winger Willian. There's no relationship. They just both of them are going around in circles. I'll give you the ball. No, you pass it back. No, I'll give you. No, one of you guys do something. It just does
To
your
me,
head
to
in.
you.
Yeah, it was like
To me, to you.
no, one of you
All
guys,
the way up the pitch.
One of you guys, please beat the player. They're 2-on-1 and they're like passing it to each other. Bang, 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 bang.
But
Yeah.
Bellerin, have you not noticed? Bellerin does he goes inside. You pass the ball to Willian up the pitch, and then he'll go inside Willian.
Yeah.
And then try and sprint outside Willian. It's like, why don't you just go on the outside and overlap and then give Willian some space?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, the understanding is not there because Willian himself, he needs to sometimes go inside and let Bellerin to go outside. So there's no understanding.
Yeah.
It's not
So what are you giving him?
Defensively, Bellerin gets 3, honestly. It's not... Defensively, he was all over the place. Very lucky that Woods had that header wide. Him and
Who was at fault there?
Holding was more at fault, but Bellerin was nowhere.
No, who was at fault for that cross from Woods where the guy put the header past? Was it Gabriel stepping out or
Basically,
Holding
what happened
coming
was
back?
Holding ended up where Tierney was. Tierney was caught high up the field.
No, that's the wrong period of play you're thinking about. Anyway, go on, Lee.
The header.
Which one are you talking about?
The one in the first half.
The header, right? The Woods header that he went wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
Holding went missing.
Holding went
Did he?
because he was at left back.
he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
see
went
that.
missing, and so Gabriel had
Stepped
all
up.
this. Yeah.
It was.
So that was Bellerin who was behind him then. Who
Yeah.
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 Gabriel was in limbo.
So that's what I'm saying. Who was
More
at
culpable,
fault?
yeah.
Was it Bellerin stepping up or Gabriel stepping up or Bellerin following his man?
Bellerin.
I don't think so, you know.
Bellerin, yeah.
'Cause
Because that would have been a offside. That'd have been a tight offside to play in that position.
Yeah.
Mm.
But
So would you have gone with your man like Bellerin, or would you have stepped up like Gabriel did?
I think
It's
because
it's hard to gauge.
The thing is, I was watching Bellerin and he had no idea where the player was. He had no idea, like
That's
he
per
just
usual.
missed it, right? And Holding, I don't know what's going on, but Holding ended up at left back. I said, "What are you doing there?"
He did that a few times.
It was just a mess, man. And I couldn't believe this guy just put it wide because I thought that's a goal. That's a goal right there. So that's major let off.
Lucky it was raining, that's why.
Yeah. And they are in shocking form, man. Was it 5? They scored 5 in the whole season.
Yeah, something like that.
So their confidence is really low.
Well, they came to the right team then if they needed to get their confidence up.
Yeah, definitely.
What did I give him? 3?
You gave him 3.
3, yeah. I said Chandler's 3.
I'll give Bellerin a 4. He made this pass and it was like identical to what happened at Spurs, where he misplaced the pass and then he had to run all the way back.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed about Bellerin, it's like when the ball comes to him, gets passed to him, and it's like half a yard either side of him, he's always like circling and backtracking, and it's like he's not prepared to receive the ball. He, if it gets passed behind him, he'll do that running round. Like
It's like a 3-point turn, basically.
Like you'd be square, ready to receive the ball, and if it, goes either side of you, you
shuffle across,
you shuffle across and you trap the ball.
Yeah.
But he has to. Let me go back and get it. And I've noticed that in his game, and I'm thinking, Hector. And like you said, he's always cutting inside it.
I think his commitment is sharp. They had a great clip on Sky, and they showed when he's running forward, he's like Usain Bolt, right? He's like really, but coming back, he just
Didn't you put that clip up? I swear, it was you.
Remember, and he's jogging back in a massive game.
Yeah,
right?
That's the attitude, isn't it?
If I'm a coach and I see that, I'm sure Arteta's watching games and I see that, I'll hook him off. I'll drop him.
Oh, you drop him, isn't it? This is what it goes back to. You know, we keep going back to the same thing.
Jogging in a big game, you know, he's jogging when the counter attack is on. Just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Or his fitness isn't there. You know,
how many times his fitness gap? I don't
well,
think
it must. Well, because obviously it's not. Obviously, it's desire, but you know,
that.
I know what you're talking about. I don't need to see the clip. I know what you're talking about.
Where
I've seen it many times from.
When the ball was actually loose, right? He was like lights were on, energetic. He was like Usain Bolt, man. He was running onto that, right? But coming back, he's like.
But he's not the only one. Pepe is the same.
Yeah.
Shaka's yeah.
Xhaka's not even the same. Xhaka's the same. Xhaka's the same speed going forwards and backwards.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give my points for Bellerin. I'm gonna give him a 2.
That's fair.
I'm sick and tired of Bellerin.
You should not be playing.
I don't see what he offers. Again, who was playing? Was it Nico Williams? Was playing for? Listen, I watched the Liverpool against Fulham game. Klopp hooked.
Yeah,
Arnold off. He wasn't very good. Granted, he's just coming back.
I was about to say that.
He pulled him off.
I was about to say that because he was not having a good game.
You know, Arnold wasn't happy, to be expected. And Klopp was screaming at his team in the first half. He was screaming, wake up, wake the fuck up. He was screaming at his team. The camera was on him. He was doing his nut.
Yeah.
Wake up. They were giving balls away. And in the second half, he was like, nah, you're not having a good game. I don't want to lose this game. You come off, get Nico Williams on.
Yeah.
I think it's Nico Williams. And it was young Nico Williams played well.
Yeah. I saw a compilation, before I forget. There was a video that an Arsenal fan done, I can't remember his name, where he showed all the goals that Bellerin already cost us, right? And he concluded 7. He's to blame for 7 this season. Okay, two of them were a bit harsh, but I've whittled it down to 5 goals. 5 goals in 5 big games.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a liability. You can't play him.
Mm-hmm.
Can't play him. He's as much a problem as Xhaka.
And it comes back to that thing what we were saying earlier, Lee, about Cedric. People might be laughing at Cedric or saying he's shit, but the definition of craziness is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
We keep playing Bellerin at right back. He keeps letting us down. Yeah, he does a great break every once in a blue moon. Bellerin will do a great run.
Unexpected.
Yeah, and we'll be like, this is the Hector we know. Here he is. He's back. And then for the next 15 games, he goes back to being normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and the thing is when you realize that you can't be dropped, why do you have to play well?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to bust a gut. He doesn't have to say, like, you know, I have to play a good game. Mm-hmm. There's no urgency in his actual, like, that fire. When he came through, you saw the fire in his eyes.
Well, he came through at what, 21?
No, he was younger than that.
Could be younger.
All right, what, 8? What was he? All right, whenever he
debut.
He's been at, okay, I've asked that question the wrong way around. He's been at the club for what, 6 years?
Yeah.
Is it 6 years? He's about, what, 24 now, isn't he? 25?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, roughly around that.
In the time that he's been at the club, has he improved? The age he is now, is he at where he should, where his progression should have taken him to?
No.
He's far below it. Yet he's still at a club that talks a big game about, we want to be up in the Champions League places.
He made his debut.
But he was at the club for a long time.
He was actually 18.
He was 18.
Yeah.
When he made his debut, but he's been at the club.
No. He made his debut for Watford at 18.
At Arsenal.
At Arsenal 19.
So yeah, he's been here for 6 years.
Yeah.
And his trajectory of his improvement and his progression is stagnated.
I think ever since
and
injury,
the word is regressed. Yeah. And yet we're still here with him.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Holding.
Yeah, Holding. It was. I think that was the worst game that I've seen him in. like position. He
What,
was
this
all over
season?
the place. Yeah,
Okay.
I think he had no idea where Woods was the whole game. He had no idea. He was out of position, turning up at right back, left back, missing. His distribution is not great. It is safe, but it's just not great.
Mm-hmm.
And you got one job. There's one striker there, you know, hold some wood.
What?
Oh.
No, I'm looking at that picture. Have you seen that picture of holding right next to Woods?
Moving swiftly on. Oh my God. I'm not even going to repeat that.
Yeah, Jamal went there. Holding wood.
Yeah, hold some wood. Holding. Yeah, it's
Oh gosh.
and he's not that great on his aerial game is not great.
How old is he?
25, 26.
Yeah, time to move on.
Well, he should have moved on
Yeah,
seasons ago.
Nah,
Yeah.
We were actually trying to flog him to Newcastle.
Yeah, he should have moved on season ago. But I think at that time, we picked up injuries. We had defensive injuries.
He's 25,
He's 25, yeah.
Yeah, he's another one. Who needs to
so
go.
he should be.
No, we know Holden should be out the door. All right, so I'm going to give Rob
what
Holding.
did you give him,
Oh,
Jamal?
sorry, Jamal.
I'll give him 2.
2. Wow.
Yeah, he was just,
Count Dooku in the building.
just terrible, man.
All right, I'll give Holding 5. I didn't think he played that bad. Yeah, but I'm not going to prolong it. I just didn't think he played that bad. I don't.
Rob Holding lost the most duels, which is 12. 12. They barely attacked us. How you lose 12, bro?
Yeah,
That's just
I'm
shocking.
gonna join you in the lower regions of the
How you
scoring,
know?
Jamal. I'm gonna give him a 2 as well.
Oh
I am fed up of this inconsistency from 1 week to the next week. 1 week you're 5, 1 week you're 8, the following week you're 2. This is nonsense. If you want that caliber of player, I can do that. We can all do that. You know, can't we? We can all go to Arsenal. We can all play for Arsenal and be inconsistent and terrible. But this is not what Arsenal want. They want so-called professionals who are top draw footballers.
Combative,
It's a nonsense.
competitive.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Gabriel.
Gabriel.
I think we all know where this is going.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Sorry, Jamal.
Solid game. I don't think I blame him for any of the clown behavior around him. He was trying these long passes throughout the game, which were hit and miss.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he do one crossfield long ball?
It was a beautiful one.
Yeah, that was a fantastic. Yeah, that was great ball.
See, he's got it in his locker. You know,
Yeah,
it's good to
yeah.
see. So what are you giving him?
So he hit something like 12 long balls. I think only 2 of them are actually accurate. But yeah, he's everything else in his he's becoming a Mr. Reliable. So
He needs a partner.
yeah. So
Oh,
he needs
desperately.
He needs Saliba right next to him.
That's what you're giving him.
So I'm giving him a good 6.
I'll give Gabriel a 7. First off, it's not his fault, but he was a bit all over the place. But then picked it up second half, and he was trying. When we went up to 10 men, you could see him trying to really, dig deep and trying to make things happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, I'll give him
Yeah.
a 7. He really did try to make things happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll agree with you. I'll probably give him 7.5.
Yeah.
I thought he played pretty well. Again, didn't seem to get bullied or bars. They tried to be physical with him a couple of times, and he wasn't having it.
No.
We need somebody else like that. And he came out and apologised for the performance,
Yeah,
which I thought was
I respect that as well.
Yeah.
I really like that player that they have, Tarkovsky. Is it Tarkovsky?
Oh yes.
So him right next to, that would be a great partnership. You know.
Well, this is something we need to do. We need to start buying from Premier League clubs. Stop. I'll save that for later on, that comment. Tierney.
Tierney, he had a really good game. His energy, his passion, which is very important in a struggling team. His fight, like
passion.
He is up for it. I know it's not your favorite word, Leroy. Passion. What's the
Roy Keane?
The Roy Keane passion.
The Roy Keane word.
You need some fire in this team.
Oh, that's a different thing.
Yeah. So I think he's created a couple of good chances. Yeah, he created a couple of good chances, and his link up was good, and he's just needs to work on the crosses a little bit. But I think part of that is the type of crosses that we're trying at the moment. I think he's more suited to those cutbacks, like you've mentioned, right?
Mm-hmm.
More crossfield rather than looping ones. But yeah, I think I think I would give him an 8. I think he was. He had a really good game.
Yeah, I'd give my boy Kieran. I'll give him 7.5.
Yeah.
Think same thing. Steady Eddie, Gary Neville, steady Eddie. Yeah. Defensively, didn't think he was troubled. I never worry about him or that side of the pitch. With him, defensively, offensively, he tries his best to beat his man and whip him across. Yeah. And that's what I like. That's what all I ask of him, not to try and cut in like Bellerin on the other side and try and do something. He bust a gut.
Even took a shot, didn't he, if I remember rightly?
That's what it's going to come to. Yeah. He even bust a gut. I saw him, and it just fell on his wrong foot when he took the shot, the right foot. So there was not much power in it.
I like him more in that left back role rather than
wing back. Yeah.
I don't like.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give Kieran Tierney an 8. I thought he had a very good game. For me, I'd take the captaincy off Aubameyang and give it to him. I don't think it's I would probably do it at the end of the season. I think it would be a psychological blow if they did it mid-season, but I'd definitely do it at the end of the season. He has experience in a big club as captain, a demanding club as captain. I think he has the attributes to be a captain when things aren't going well, which I don't think Aubameyang has. Aubameyang is all fun and games and laughing and joking, which, you know, it did wind me up at times, all the laughing and joking. It's good to see it, but there's a serious aspect to your role. I'm not saying be miserable like Roy Keane and want to fight with everybody.
No names mentioned.
But I think his performance yesterday was more of a captain's performance from left back. It was the team needed to dig in.
Yeah, he
was one of the few who did dig in. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm going to give him an 8. Yeah. And I also like to say that side of the pitch has a partnership. We are a lot more creative down that side of the pitch, and there's a lot more comes to fruition from that side of the pitch than the right-hand side of the pitch.
Yeah.
So that's something that definitely needs to be looked at.
I agree.
Urgently.
Yeah.
So we move into the midfield.
Yep.
Let's go with
Neni. She got Neni.
Yeah, Neni? Yeah.
She got Neni. I thought he had quite a steady game apart from that moment where he lost his head.
I don't think it's lost his head, you know.
A little bit. You know, somebody just got sent off. You have to.
No, but even when he
keep your hands to yourself, please.
No, but even when he was demonstrating, he was demonstrating to the player where he was protesting his innocence by saying he was giving that gesture like I was just doing that. Yeah. I wasn't trying to, get you. I could see what he tried to do.
With you, I wouldn't send him off for that. But what I'm trying to say is in this VAR world, right, where any slight little touch, right, he'll go down, hold his head.
We know that.
Ref will look at it and say penalty.
No,
or
we
red
know
card,
we know
right?
that, but he was protesting his innocence.
Yeah.
Where to the actual player, where the player was like, "Oh, you got me in the face," but he was trying to tell him, "Nah, I was just trying to, jockey and jostle with you."
What are you giving him, Jamal?
I think he was very lucky. I think his overall game was good. I think the way he's really good on the ball, which makes Xhaka irrelevant. I don't know why he's there. So I would give him a 5. I'll give him a solid 5. But he was still very lucky.
I would give him a 6. I thought he was industrious, and he did El Nini. He did El Nini stuff really. So yeah.
I will give him. I'll go in between the two. I'll give him a half 5.5. Didn't pull up any trees for me when it was even Stevens in the team. Didn't do anything spectacular. Didn't take any long distance shots. What's the point of shooting against bloody Dundalk, and then you're not going to do it against Burnley?
Get any of the penalty yard? I mean, the 18-yard box.
Not really.
He didn't even get he had a role to just hang there.
Yeah.
And protect, and he done that very well. But what I like about him is when the opposition press him, he doesn't panic.
Yeah.
That's what Xhaka does. When you press him, he will give the ball away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? But that's why he needs to play him, so you don't need Xhaka. Just play a more creative player there.
So let's get on to the man of the hour, Xhaka, then.
Oh boy, Xhaka. Where do I start?
Remember, it's Xhaka can't.
Xhaka can't, yeah. Xhaka can't. He is... Okay, I'm going to be fair to him. Up until then, he had a decent game, right? He wasn't pulling down trees. He wasn't... he tried a couple of long balls that set us on good counter attacks. But that moment there, he just lost his head, got sent off. And it just brings me to a stat that I saw is... that Arsenal have had the most red cards now since Mikel Arteta took over, which is 6. Next team down is Brighton 3. So we just need to take these stupid players out of the team because they're not costing you red cards, they're costing you matches. So Xhaka, just for that one that one red card, you just get a 0. Just let the team down, your manager down, the fans down, your family down, everyone.
So what do you give him then, Lee?
Well, I'm giving...
You're just going to give me a minus, aren't you?
I'm going to give him... I'm going to give Granit Xhaka can't. I've been given the responsibility to hold the front door key at 14
You're going to give him a minus.
for the 3rd week in a row. Drum roll, please. -1.
Oh, -1. Oh, yeah, that's actually good for you. That's
for the 3rd week in a row. And that's all I have to say.
Wow. What was the first -1?
Leeds. Wolves.
I thought he was on the bench that game.
Leeds.
He actually played. Oh, wow.
Wolves.
Yeah.
And Burnley.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 0. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Said before the game, Arteta.
You did.
You play this man. You're asking for trouble. And trouble came.
You know, you look like De Niro there, right? You play this man. You're asking for trouble.
Is that De Niro or the Godfather? Brando. That's more Brando, right?
Marlon Brando. But yeah, what more is there to say about this man? Your hour of need. You're on life support. Yeah. You need somebody to come along and kiss you, give you the kiss of life. Here comes Xhaka to come and shit in your face.
Oh,
just
my
what you don't
God.
need
Yes.
in your hour of need. That's what Xhaka just did, isn't it?
Yeah.
supposed to be there pumping on your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, Xhaka comes along. Just fucks everything up. 0.
And we were on top in that game. We were
A goal was
that
coming.
was the period where we were on top of Burnley.
We were on
and
top,
then
and he was having half decent game.
oh man, yeah, don't please.
I don't want to see Xhaka wear the Arsenal jersey again. And if Arteta plays him again, Arteta deserves everything that's coming to him. Be brave, Arteta. If you want the Arsenal job, be brave. Because if you revert to the safety and comfort of your players who let you down, they will get you the tin tack.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Who was on the right? Who was up? Who was in front of Xhaka? Who's next alongside Xhaka?
Willian.
The conqueror.
Okay, Willian. Will I ain't.
Did he have a shot?
Go on, Lee. Jamal's busy. What you
He had a
giving
shot.
him?
He had a shot. He had a shot, right? He had a shot. Willian had a shot again.
So what? That's the second shot
We had a
in
shot.
12 games.
None
12
on
league
target.
games.
None on target. So he's still got one shot on target the whole season.
Oh man, this is funny. It's not funny, but it's funny.
This is so Arsenal. But the thing is, again, he had one of his average William performances.
I actually thought he played beyond
Yeah, but he
himself.
It
His
was-
average performance.
yeah, it's a performance devoid of real quality.
Yeah,
Right?
I'd
I
agree
haven't
with
seen
that.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen him for once beat a man or at least turn him inside out or even take the ball off him.
Mm.
Right? He was trying to play these 1-2s with Gabriel, who was like, I don't want the ball. Nothing. Like you're just thinking now is he just knackered because of his age or he just needs to sit down just for his own
Well,
good.
Lewandowski don't look knackered to me, and he's producing the goods. There's a lot of 30-plus-year-olds that are producing the goods.
But the thing about that role that he's playing, where you need to go up and down, I think it needs fresh legs.
No, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, because up front in that Giroud role, where the expenditure is much less, right? So in that role where Arteta wants him to cover the fullback and attack and just bump forward.
So what are you giving him?
It's, I'll give him a 3.
I'll give Willian.
I think.
I'll give Willian a 6. I thought he was above his average best in 2 games. 2 games, second game in a row, he has been our better player, personally.
Yeah.
I thought he had energy. I know you're speaking about the crosses, but they were almost pinpoint. They got to their target, but it's just that the targets didn't do anything with it. That's just personally me. I thought he was above his average best or poor best. But yeah, that's for me.
I'm going to give Willian 5. I thought it was just average performance. Better than his last few, but not by much for me. I think it's time we need to stop doing business with Chelsea.
No. We need to stop doing business with Kia Traction.
Oh my God.
That agent.
How many players have we got from Chelsea?
Whatever it is.
Gallas.
Check. Louise.
Willian.
And Willian.
And every single one of us, every single one of them, they've pulled down our pants
Benayoun?
and just
I was
fucked
thinking
us.
about Benayoun, but he came from
Benayoun.
West Ham, didn't he? Or Liverpool? Did he? He played for Chelsea, yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't come from Chelsea, did he?
I'm confused.
I don't care.
I swear he came from Liverpool.
Well, they keep selling us their dead
They keep
weight.
telling us that shit, which is, I don't care who the agent is, just don't do business with them.
Yeah. But it's real worrying that
They
him
keep
and-
doing
him and
Ice
Adu-
Cube on us with no Vaseline.
Oh,
Ooh.
days, man.
You're back again, are you? Here's
Oh.
another one we're going to fuck you with. He's shit.
No, they're using us as a garbage truck.
Well, they are, of course. It's like Louise. Of course, Louise is going to say to Willian, yeah. Come. What, you can't get your deal at
Extend your
Chelsea?
career, yeah.
Yeah, come, man. These donuts don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
What, you can't get a 2-year deal at Chelsea? Man,
Yeah, come over here.
listen. I'll have a word. Right? I'm in there now. I'll have a word, and I'll sort you out a 3-year deal, all right? Don't worry about it. It's sweet. Fuck that nonsense.
Oh, my God.
Stop doing business with Man United, with Chelsea, with Manchester City.
Stop doing business with Kia
Go and do business with Southampton.
Yeah.
Go and
Raid
do
their
business
village,
with
yeah.
Burnley. Go
Yeah.
and do business with RB Leipzig.
Yeah.
Go and raid their villages.
Yeah.
Stop getting the cast-offs from these other fuckers who just say, right, how can we fuck up Arsenal this time?
Here. I agree with that. Here. Well said, my good man. Yes, who's next?
Who's next? Saka?
He's just looking burnt out to me.
I think so.
He's trying his best, but he needs to be in a team that's flowing.
Yeah.
You know, and we can't heap so much pressure on his
Somebody
young
who
shoulders.
just burst onto the scene last year, and now we're
Expecting him to pull up.
he's carrying the
trees
team.
Yeah, to be the saviour.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fucking annoying.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what would you give him?
I would give him a good 5 because I think he tried again. He's a good ball carrier for us. His crossing wasn't there. His final ball wasn't there. But I agree with you. He should not be playing every week.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We did it with Wilshere. We did it with so many players.
Burning him out.
So the thing is, he's one of the best players that we have.
Yeah.
So we have to take care of them. And and he'll probably play again until he gets burned out. So I'll give him a 5. I'm happy with him, and he doesn't let you down, which is for a youngster, is great. You can rely on this player.
Yeah.
I have no problems with this player. It's fantastic. We're very lucky to have him right now.
Yeah, it's true. I'll agree with you. I'll give him a 5.
Yeah.
And agreed with everything you said, really.
Me, I'm gonna give Saka an 8. I thought once we went down to 10 men, and then Arteta moved him over to the right hand side, he was a problem for them, taking shots, beating players, jinking in, everything that Pepe should be doing.
Yeah.
Saka should be doing it. So for me, it's like, okay, if we can find you a place on that side of the pitch, all well and good. So I thought he was probably alongside Tierney, our best player yesterday. So who's next?
Your favorite player, Lacazette.
Oh, for Lacazette.
Lacazette.
So Lacazette was anonymous for me, but then is it because he got hauled off? Because of the jacker sending off? What did he do really?
I think I saw him more. I think that's the most I saw him when he was getting sent off.
Yeah,
or when he was getting taken off. He was on the camera for the longest time then.
To be fair,
Man, you are on one, mate.
To be fair,
I'll give Lacazette a 5.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 5. And that's being generous. Mandalorian generous.
I noticed him a lot. I don't know about you. I noticed him a lot. He was trying to come deep, trying to be creative. Doesn't have the touch. He doesn't have the pass. He can't see a ball. He can't run. And, you just can't finish. You got 2 great chances. You have to bury that. 4.
Yeah,
I'll agree with you on that one.
Lacazette gets 2 from me. The thing that pissed me off the most about Lacazette's performance was when, I can't remember who, the ball was played to him and he was at the edge of the box and he lifted his leg up to let the ball run underneath him and it went to Willian. Where, for me, he should have taken the ball under control and then taken a shot.
And smashed it, yeah.
He was trying to be cute.
Yeah, it was like, this is symptomatic of everything that's wrong with you.
Yeah.
Like he flicked it, like in a weird way. He flicked it with the outside.
Yeah, he did.
Take the shot. There was nobody near you. Control the ball, bang. Bergkamp would have done it. Not to put you in that Bergkamp class, but you're supposed to be a striker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you flicking it to
and made comparisons
Willian, who hasn't hit the target in
you're passing the responsibility onto somebody else.
Yeah, it's true.
And for me, that was unacceptable, and that is problematic with him. And like you said, he had good opportunities. Great. I don't know whether it's partly a great save from the keeper, and partly a bad miss. I dislike Lacazette, so I'm going to say it's a bad miss.
Look, he hit it the side where the keeper was and the players were. Just hit it the other side. Just shoot the other side, Lacazette.
Oh my God. Okay, so we're coming close to the end of the show. We're running out of time, ladies and gentlemen.
Aubameyang.
So we go on to Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Mr. Kid and Play. Mr. High Top.
Yeah.
High Top Fade. Do you know what? I saw Aubameyang.
He was trying. Yeah.
He exerted a lot of energy and he was industrious yesterday. I'm gonna give him a captain 7. Yeah, I'll give him a 7, man.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I saw a lot of
and he tried.
Good play for me. I just for some reason
it's not dropping.
All of our chances is dropping to clowns.
So what are you giving him?
I'm giving him a good 6. And we need to stop making our best players captains. It's just we've been doing it for so long now.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
You give the captaincy to the leader of the team.
Yeah, the leader. Yeah, true.
I'm going to give Aubameyang a 7. I thought he was unlucky with a couple of shots. His goal will come. I just hope it comes this side of Christmas.
His closing down is really good.
Yeah.
One of the reasons he couldn't settle is his closing down is really good.
Yeah.
I think he's coming. I think he's working his way back. I'm not gonna criticize him.
Yeah.
He's in a tough moment, but the only reason it's a tough moment and he's being highlighted is because nobody else is scoring.
That's what I said. I said that several shows ago.
Yeah.
Who came on as sub?
Eddie did, and Maitland-Niles did.
Well, what we're gonna give Eddie and Maitland-Niles do as a duo?
Well, they weren't doing nothing.
They didn't get enough.
No.
Came as a right back, right?
Yeah.
So no, nothing for them because they was quite short.
They didn't. It was quite Ceballos.
They couldn't. Ceballos, I liked his.
He had no impact. He didn't do. To me, he had impact in the Spurs game, but yesterday, man. But then it's unfair of him to. Because the pressure was heaped on him.
We're all off to sunny Spain.
And you're a man.
El Viva España.
Yeah, I think that's the song for Ceballos, mate.
Yeah, sorry, Jamal.
Yeah, so he's I'll just give him an average 3.
Yeah, me too, man. He didn't pull up any trees.
I'm not scoring him. I was unimpressed.
Oh gosh.
0.
Not a 0. No, I didn't think that there was enough time for him to influence anything, and he came on
and done nothing
with 10 men.
And done nothing.
The game was already ruined by Captain Xhaka.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got a few moments just to get a few things in. So who played for the badge? Badge.
Didn't do Arteta's scores.
All right. Well, so we'll squeeze that and amalgamate Arteta, the badge, and the predictions for the next up and coming games.
Arteta, I'm going to give him a 2.
Right, okay.
Because he made a rod for his own back and he got fucked deservedly by making such stupid decisions.
Imageries, man. Woo!
Arteta gets a 2 from me. Play for the badge. I'm going to give it to Tierney and I'm going to give it to Saka this match.
Okay, Arteta, I'll give him a 3 because you only had one job. Don't play Xhaka. You played him, got sent off, lost the game. You know, so obvious. And who played for the badge? Tierney played for the badge.
Saka
played for the badge. And Aubameyang played for the badge. That's it.
Yeah, actually, I'll include him. Aubameyang.
It's Aubameyang. And in the bin, has to be Xhaka.
Yeah, I'm throwing.
Can you put him
Xhaka in the bin
3 times?
Yeah, I think
Xhaka goes in the bin and Bellerin goes in the bin.
Like Gab said, for the season, I think every week
Xhaka's in the bin. Unanimous decision. Yeah. Okay, so Arteta, I'll give him a 3. I just think it's down to the players, and they didn't execute his plan. He got them out second half, and I believe we were on our way to scoring. Until that donut, who Arteta selected, messed up. And then Xhaka can't. Anyway, who played for the badge? I'm giving it to Tierney, Gabriel, Aubameyang, and Saka. Yep. Right, that's me done.
That's fair.
All right, so we need quick predictions for the forthcoming game on Wednesday and on Saturday. So, our Southampton predictions.
I'm going for 2-1 Arsenal.
Okay.
You're going for a 2-1 Arsenal?
Yeah.
Man.
That's a tough game, I know. But
Southampton
I expect
a
reaction.
Southampton are going to come and win. And I'm worried about the scoreline. And Walcott is going to score at least 2.
Walcott's playing. Fantastic. If Walcott scores,
I don't think we're going to win.
Retire.
Okay, so what are you going for?
Oh, 2-1 to Southampton or a 3-1 to Southampton.
Okay. All right, I'm going 3-1 our way. I still believe that there will be, a response. And I'm going for, are you mad? Are you delusional? 3-1. And then Everton. Quick predictions for Everton.
Everton, I think that's a tough game for us.
That's a bloody tough game.
Tough game. So I think I'll go for 1-0 Everton. 1-0 Everton.
Well, 1-0 Everton. What are you going for, Lord Vader?
Me, I'm going to go for a 3-0 Everton.
I'm going for a 1-1 and a possible win to us.
We do have a good record there. We do have a good record there, but
I'm going for a 1-1 or a possible 2-1 to us.
And let me just add a side note to the Southampton game. That scoreline to Southampton is entirely dependent on the team that Arteta plays. Yeah. I know he can't pick Xhaka and he can't pick Bellerin, but if he goes for Ceballos and El Neni, we are going to get overrun in the middle of the park.
Okay, so, on that note, if he does lose those 2 games, before we conclude the show, if he does lose those 2 games, is his head on the chopping block? Does he deserve to get the sack if he loses these 2 games?
No, I wouldn't sack him.
The noise will be.
I think the manner
deafening.
Of the result is more important than how the
noise will be deafening, but they're not going to sack him. They're going to ride it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So on that note,
until January when they can start offloading players.
On that note, we head into tier 3 come Wednesday.
Yeah.
And and then happy times are ahead. So we've got Southampton. We're looking forward to that. And we've got Everton. So you've listened to Lee, Jam, Count Dooku. And you've listened to the one, the only, Gabs, a.k.a. Darth Vader. Right. We're going to count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And cue that music.